Last time we did repeated addition for the beginning of multiplication. Today we're going to focus on arrays. So that's how to draw pretty much your repeated addition into rows and columns. So the first part here, it says circle groups of 4. So we're going to circle groups of 4, and it doesn't matter how you circle them as long as you have groups of 4. So then we'll circle our last one. So we have 3 groups of 4. It says redraw the groups of 4 as rows and then columns. So rows go across and columns come up and down. So we're going to redraw them. So they're diamonds. So we're going to draw 4 diamonds because they're groups of 4. So now we need to do our other 2. And 4. And then we have one more group of 4 to put on the bottom. So now we have 3 groups of 4. And then on this side, we're going to draw them vertically, up and down as columns. So we still have 3 groups of 4, and we're going to put them into our columns here. So we draw our 4 diamonds. There's one group of 4. Then we need another group of 4. And then our third group of 4. So we have the same number, but we drew them differently. So we have 3 rows here, and we have 3 columns this way. So now for this part, it says count the objects in the array from left to right by rows and by columns. As you count, circle the rows and then the columns. All right, so let's count our rows. 1 row, 2 rows, we have 3 in each row. 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. Another row, we have 4 rows, and 1, 2, 3, and another row. Each row is equal, they all have 3. All right, so then up and down, right here, these are our columns. So we have 3 columns, and we have 5 in each column. So we're gonna circle our columns now. 2 columns, still 5, and 3 columns. So there's more rows here than columns. All right, redraw the smiley faces and triangles in problem 4 as columns of 3. On your work today, this is what you're going to see. It says circle groups of 4, then draw the triangles into 2 equal rows. So something that always helps me to remember rows and columns is RC. So rows run across and columns come up and down. So rows run, columns come up and down. And I always remember RC. If you've ever seen this, it's kind of like Coca-Cola. It's called Royal Crown RC. That helps me remember the order for multiplication, rows and columns. So on here I drew out some triangles, and then I need to circle groups of 4 and then draw them into 2 equal rows. So let's do that. So let's circle a group of 4 here. There's one group, and then here is my other group of 4. Now I need to draw them into 2 equal rows. So I need 4 and 4. So here's my row. I'm going to draw 4 triangles in a row because rows run across. It's hard to hold this at the same time. Sorry about the sloppy triangles. There we go. Yours will be better than mine. There we go. So we have 2 rows of 4. So here's my rows. Circle. and circle. So we have 2 rows. If I wanted to see how many columns I have, columns come up and down. So I have a column here, 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 and here. I have 4 columns with 2 in each, and I have 2 rows of 4. So RC is rows and columns. I have 2 rows and 4 columns. So this is the multiplication. 2 times 4 rows and columns equal 8 triangles. So 2 times 4 equals 8. Because RC, I do my rows first. I have 2 rows. This is my rows. And I have 4 columns equals 8 total triangles. Now in here, it doesn't ask you to write the multiplication sentence like I did, 2 times 4, but it does help to know that that's what we're doing here. We're drawing out our multiplication, because multiplication is multiplying how many you have, how many rows by how many columns. So number 2 says circle groups of 2. Redraw the groups of 2 as rows and then as columns. So here's my smiley faces. I need to circle groups of 2. So here's 1 group, here's 2 more, and here's 2 more. I have 1, 2, 3 groups of 2. First I need to draw it in rows, and rows run. So I'm going to draw my smiley faces here in 2s. 1 group, 2 groups, and my last group. I have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and I have 2 columns at the top. So 3 rows times 2 columns equals 2, 4, 6, 6. So 3 times 2 equals 6. Now I need to draw it up and down as columns. So I'm going to draw 2 here, and I'm going to draw 2 more, and then I'm going to draw 2 more. So here is my vertical way, my columns. Now look across. We have rows go across. How many rows do we have? 1, 2. So my rows go first. RC. Rows, I have 2 rows times how many columns come up and down? 1, 2, 3. 3 columns equals 2, 4, 6. So look at here. We have 3 times 2 equals 6, or we have 2 times 3 equals 6. All it is, it's a switcheroo of the numbers. 3 times 2, 2 times 3. So just like when we add, if we add 2 plus 3 equals 5, or we could do 3 plus 2 equals 5. All we did was switch the numbers here. We still get the same answer, just like in multiplication. 2 times 3 is 6, or 3 times 2 equals 6. It just looks different when we draw it in our arrays, but we still have the same amount of smiley faces. So when you do this, we just did number 1 and 2 together. So that will help you do that. And then number 3, you're doing the same thing, except you're circling groups of 3. So circle the hearts in groups of 3, then draw them into rows and into columns. And you don't have to do the multiplication step. If you want to, then you can. You'll be doing a lot of that in 3rd grade. Number 4 says count the objects in the arrays from left to right by rows and by columns. As you count, circle the rows and then the columns. So we're going to circle, all you're doing here is circling the rows and then you circle the columns. So here are the rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And how many columns come up and down? 1, 2. So you're going to circle your rows, all 5, and circle your columns. Here you're going to circle your rows across, and then circle your columns. at the bottom it says redraw the circles and stars in problem 4 as columns of 2. And then the last part, or number 6 here, draw an array with 15 triangles. So you need to draw 15 triangles and circle them into equal groups and then draw out the array. So it will look something like this, where you draw out the shapes. It doesn't tell you what shape you can do. Oh yeah, triangles. So draw 15 triangles into an array and then show a different array with 15 triangles. We're gonna practice number 6 together so you can see what it's talking about. All right, I'm gonna draw out my 15 triangles here. I know that there's 5, I could do 5, 5, and 5, so 3. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 3 equal groups. I have 5, 10, 15. Now I need to draw my array. Here I could do 5 in each row. So I just did this one. Now my next one, I have 5 again. And my last 5, I can make another row of 5. All right, here's my array. They're equal. So RC, how many rows do I have? Let's count them and circle my rows. So 1, 2, 3 rows times how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 3 times 5 equals 5, 10, 15. So there's my first array. Now it says show a different array with 15 triangles. So I can do groups of 3 in 5 ways and have columns of 5. I can show it a different way. So practice drawing that out. This should be 5 times 3. You'll have 5 rows and 3 columns. So to start for 5 rows, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then do another 5 and another 5. So today might be a little tricky for you. So on our classroom today, let's see here, where it says arrays here, that's another resource link to learn more about arrays. It will take you to this video where you can learn more about arrays. You can look up on YouTube repeated addition using arrays or just arrays for 2nd grade, and you can watch for more examples if you're still a little lost. Congratulations, this was our last virtual lesson for math for summer school. So you'll be ready for 3rd grade, and if we do virtual summer school, then you can expect a couple more videos like this from your next year teacher. And I loved having you in class. Great job and good job on all of your hard work doing all this virtual, all the virtual lessons. I know it has been a little tricky to figure out, but you'll be better, ready for the next school year. Bye.